Alright, so there we are. There we go. Let me see if everything is turned on. If my voices are on here. Yeah. Okay, I think we are ready. So, hello to my today's talk. In today's, I say episode, I will just be talking about the general state of society. Well, at least in Germany. I just, I don't know why. I felt the urge to just talk about some random stuff. It doesn't always have to be about society and generations of nowadays. It can be about everything. I just wanna have a relaxing evening until I do something else. So, well, first of all, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you are watching this. I hope you had a great day or are about to have a really good day. So I'm gonna be playing some Ark Survival Evolved in the background. Nothing big, just started this world and felt the urge to maybe, you know, talk about some stuff while I maybe grind a bit. But I don't know yet. It'll all just come along eventually. So, what I've been sitting on my bed, and I thought to myself, hey, decent, I just thought about some things, and I wouldn't even call them problems, not all of them at least. Just more of like an observation. And I do apologize if my German accent is reeking out a bit, and if I don't know the right words. I I I do am I am German, I'm not English, but I'll try my best. Um, so what I've just been thinking about lately, and I'm sorry if I stutter a bit. I am quite tired, but aside from that, now let's start. What I've been thinking quite a lot about lately is, girls, women, just general females. You know, me, like just me personally, I didn't have many girlfriends. I had one real girlfriend up until now, but I am still young. But what I've realized, and I am talking purely about the state in Germany. I don't know what it's like in Australia, America, London. I don't know what it's like there, but from what I have heard from friends, it is not anything like it is here. So in German schools, right? It's very very interesting. You could actually say with the people there. In my school now, my class consists of probably half girls and half just boys. About some yeah, that's about right. Um, and at my school, we are all now in the age of where dating is kind of fun. You want to try some stuff out, and it is just a thing that in that kind of age is just fun. And the age of consent in Germany is at 14 years of age. So about at 14, getting a boyfriend starts getting interesting. I yeah, okay. So listen, right? That's exactly where I can get to my point. The age of consent is at 14 years of age, and many people, and unfortunately I had the unpleasure to meet some of these people. Some of these people, and I am referring to females. I don't have anything against women, girls, females at all. Why would I have anything against them? And I don't want to sound sexist at all. I am not. Okay, I'm gonna make this clear at the beginning. Everything I say right now, it is not meant as an insult or anything against women, men, people. It is not meant as an insult at all. I don't. I just wanna, talk a bit and maybe learn how different countries and cultures have these kind of things. And so as I said, the age of consent is at 14 years of age. And it is I think in America, in England and stuff, I think it's at 16 years. But I am unsure. It should be somewhere around that, though. I'm pretty sure. So let me turn down the master volume just a quack bit more. So I had the unpleasantries of meeting some, people who just, and I am not meaning this as an insult at all. I mean this as just a definition. I've met a few, I guess you could say, sluts, whores. And as I said, it's definitely not meant as an insult. These people just at a very young age. So I'm gonna be one. Of course, I'm not gonna be saying any names. That would just be absolutely stupid. But one of my friends back then, I am no longer friended with that person. But it was one of my best friends, a while back. Now it definitely is not. It's too loud. I think I'm gonna do something more simple like house building. He was 15 years old at that time, and he met a girl, and it is, I was happy for him, but he, as as cliche as it is, he kind of just left us, the boys, he left us, so he could have more time with that girlfriend of his. And we all were disappointed in him. And, I didn't have a girlfriend then. I didn't know why he did that. I couldn't understand. But yeah, we then learned that that girlfriend of his was 11 years old. And I hope that was a lie. I hope he was pranking us. I think it was about something like that, though. She was 11 or 12 years old, and she had a body of just a 15-year-old. I sincerely hope that it was 12 years old, because 11 is a bit very young. But yeah, she was 11 years young. And the unbelievable thing is, right? She already had stuff. She already took drugs. She already smoked, drank alcohol, and one of the big things she did was just fuck around a lot. She had a lot of sex with many people, and I think that's just absolutely stunning how that is just okay in today's society. And I did talk about that with my friend, that that is not okay that she is that young and that he is dating her. And they also in the first first 2 weeks that they knew each other, they had already had intercourse, and that's, I guess, and that when he was 15, I was maybe like 13, right? Um, I was horny, and I said, "I show me some." I was happy for him, but with time I got older, who could have guessed? And I just realized how wrong it is what he had been doing there, and I, me and my friend group, we realized that he was 15 at the time did that to an 11-year-old, and I just think it's weird to just to be fully, you know, honest. Oh, what? To be fully honest, it's just not okay and weird to be like that and think it is normal. Ah, dang it. Well, my mosh-ups ran away. So that I just wanted to say that to get started into the conversation, just as a example of how or in what direction this conversation will be moving in this topic at least. And now, as much as I was like, me and this guy, we were really good friends, you know. I met him over like over PS4, and we played a lot of Ark back then. We did a lot of things together, and it was always very much fun. And since he was a bit older than I was, he was the one that got all the nudes and got sooner in touch with, porn and stuff like that. So I was amazed by him. Me as a young, growing boy who's in puberty, I was just interested in that kind of stuff. And I was just ready to take some. And I will be using Gamma just for my and your just comfortability. Um, yeah. He he never taught me things. I never saw him as a really good friend. But he was a real good pal, you could say. Just a good pal. And that that was just my experience with him. A lot of fun. We just laughed a lot, played a lot. And he did that, and at that point me and my friend group decided to cut off contact with him, because what he had done there, and he never regretted it. Just unimaginably fucking disgusting. And just, of course, we didn't just do it because of that. He had many other things he did that were just, as a human being, disgusting. Where I came to the point to say that is not fun for me anymore. I don't wanna be, I wanna be friends with him no more. To that point it has gotten. And that was just one example of a girl nowadays. And to get back to my point, now here in Germany, pretty much all the girls are like that. And I'm not saying all girls are the same, blah blah blah. My beautiful ex-girlfriend, that I loved very dearly, she was nothing like that. she never had these kind of things. Um, she just had, other problems. Instead of, having problems with smoking, drinking, she had just mental problems, which in the end she kind of dumped on me, and it was just too much for me to handle at this young of age. But in my school, there is maybe a small group, a handful of girls who don't smoke, don't do drugs, and don't do bad stuff like that. And that is what makes me so sad to think about. That this is this is my generation I live in. And it's just sad to think about how just the general, how do you say, the education of people, it's just, how do you say it, sinking, in my class, if it were to up to standards from like 10 years ago, all of my classmates, or like most of them, would be sent to like a special ed class, because it is just unbelievable how they act, behave, and think. They don't think like a normal, reasonable person does. They just do something first, then think, and then they complain that they, get a problem with that. Oh no. I just think it's unbelievable how low the standard of education has sunk. I never would have thought when I came into that school that I would be, be put in such a class that it just sometimes even it's just, for most people it's unimaginably just not possible to learn anything there. And I'm not saying I'm a good student. I was gone from school for about like a year and a half because I have a sickness. I am ill, and it's a disease. Not, I think you call it a disease. It's a chronicle. I don't know, some chronicle. It's unfun, unpleasant, but it didn't give me the excuse to not go to school for that long. I did really have a lot of pain, but I kind of also used it as an excuse to not go to school. And yeah, I just sharded. Well, aside from that, uh, school is also a big thing in Germany. Schools are really, really bad. It has gotten to the point where we almost every single day, at least 1 hour of lesson just doesn't fucking, how do you say, I guess it just won't start because we don't have enough teachers. Of course, for the students it's nice. We don't have a lot of school, we don't have anything, but it's still annoying. Well, I think we should move on to a next topic. We can get back to our point. Alright, so, one really big thing. I think I wanna close in on on the topic like relationships. Yeah, I wanna do that. Um, I am a very unexperienced young boy. I have had my one relationship, and it was, for my age, it was quite mature, but it just didn't work out fine. for personal reasons. Who could have thought? It didn't work out good, and that's why I decided to break up with my now ex-girlfriend. It's been like a month, so it has been a while, and I am a lot happier this way. That I have really realized how much of an impact this has made on my life, and that doesn't mean I am always purely happy. At the moment, especially, I have also very, excuse me, very many you could say mental problems. I often think about my body weight and stuff because I am pretty fat, but I am working on that. Oh god damn. I am working on that, and I'm going to sport and shit. I'm doing my part to survive. But now back to relationships. In my previous relationship, um I did upload many streams on here to talk about the problems, but I deleted them because I thought it was just too much personal information, and I've just been crying on there. But it in my previous relationship it has gotten to the point of where I have been not yelled at particularly, but I have been made a bit of a fool. I have been um always made I don't know how to say it particularly. It's she made me look like often I'm the asshole, and she has a very big um attention problem, a very big one. But it also often was my miscommunication. I never really communicated well, which I do regret up until now. But I am still in touch with that girl, and I have been thinking, hey, maybe it all works out again. Maybe it was just a little hiccup. But I am very much realizing that that was not a hiccup, that was final. She still proves to me, or still proves my point of why I have broken up. And it is often very much stressful, but I don't take it as much to the heart as when I was in a relationship with her. And I think the relationship I was in, it was a very mature and a very fun and learning experience. I have learned so much about just everything. And now to my main point actually. In Germany, it is a trend. Called trend, right? Trend to be in a relationship, and I am not a fan of that kind of that kind of how do you say opinion, I would say, I guess. That is a kind of um thing I just wouldn't agree on. If you get in a relationship, or at least for me, the first thing I do before getting into a relationship is ask myself, would this work in the long run? Would I be happy with everything that will happen there? Or would I be just unhappy? Would it make me sad often? Do I even want to have a long relationship, or is this just a little thing to make my feelings go a bit brighter? That is something I always asked, or would ask myself before getting into a relationship. And that I did. That I often did. And in my previous real relationship, I've come to the conclusion that I just wanted to marry that girl. I wanted to be with her for just best for me forever, but I did know that it would not work out. I knew, and I tried to ignore the fact. I tried to never think about that it could end soon, but it just ended because it just wasn't worth all that unhappiness and that sad feeling. And now, what I have seen and have been told often disgusts me, and I am just often unsure how to handle such information that I am often being given. It is that many friends tell me, oh, that girl and this girl. And one really good friend of mine, I'm really, I really like that dude, you know, he's a good friend. And he just told me, yeah, you know, this one girl I'm texting with, and then there's other girl. So he's flexing on me that he's texting two girls at the same time. I just thought, hey, great for you, but how is that a flex? Well, I didn't tell him that, of course, but still. And now I often in my class I am very much liked, but excuse me. I am liked, but it is often I'm a bit of an outsider, you could say. A loner, at least in my class. Which doesn't mean I'm fully lonely. I do talk to pretty much every member of my class, and I am good with all those people, but I never particularly, you know, chill with them in the lunch breaks or meet with them after school, hang out with them after school. I never do that. But through all these people, I have just I've been doing a bit of eavesdropping, I must be honest. And they all talk about relationships, these and that. It's unbelievable how they talk about stuff like that. I know a girl. Me and her are pretty good friends. And she is currently 14 years old. Her boyfriend is 18 years old. You know, at a specific age is really just a number. And I'm not saying that like once you're 14, age is just a number. I say like if you are 30 and you find a woman that's 25 years old, these 5 years won't look like much. Or 4 years, 3 years, whatever, right? But if you are 14 years old, date an 18-year-old man, you are just barely over the age of consent. That just doesn't look good. And I do believe, you know, love is love. And once at least the girl is 18, it isn't gonna be a problem anymore. But it just... all these girls have had so many boyfriends, and I don't know how they can flex with that. I am very much happy that I had this one relationship, and I do have a crush myself. Ooh. But aside from, you know, the courage of I'm not gonna be talking to my crush. I'm not because I'm scared, but most likely because I just know that she can't date me or wouldn't. That's just just a fact, and I'm not saying it because, you know, I'm fat, I'm ugly. I'm just saying because I know she couldn't. For whatever reasons, I just know she couldn't. That's why I'm not gonna be hanging out with her. I'm just gonna distance myself for now, just so I don't hurt myself with, being friends with her. But again, I strayed so much from my point. Jesus. Okay. Lower the volume a bit, just a nice and relaxed tone. I always have believed in, I will someday be finding the right person to fall in love with and marry and stuff. I always knew, or I always hoped, that is going to happen. And now that I'm at an age where relationships really get interesting, you do try, you start trying out new stuff. It's a new experience. You learn a lot. It's a nice kick. It's interesting. And from my experience I have had until now, it's a great experience. It comes just with a really bad and expensive price. And the price would just be you really get a lot of pain with it. And it is just every relationship will be like that. There's no relationship, and I am 100% believing that there's no relationship that's 100% perfect. Of course, there can be some relationships that are a bit more rocky. You have a few more problems, a rough patch, but I sincerely believe that there are no perfect relationships. And I noticed that as well. With my ex, at the beginning it was just heaven. We just knew so much about each other. We just learned so much about each other. We just liked it. We were young, or we are young, and it was just a different kind of feeling to be able to do kinds of stuff that you couldn't do around other people, you know? And at the beginning of the relationship, I was a very scared man. I didn't even dare kissing her on the cheeks. But, I started doing that. I kissed her a lot. And now that I think about it, it makes me really sad. 'Cause I really liked that. I just liked her being close to me. I loved her smile, her laugh, everything. But every time I think about, the good memories, there are always bad memories right behind them. And I'm not gonna go into much personal stuff. She didn't hit me, she didn't fucking do bad stuff to me. But I couldn't handle this whole attention-seeking kind of behavior. She didn't allow me to play with my friends, or she said, yeah, well, I wanna play with you or something like that. We had a lot of problems like that. And, for a short while, I was really, really unbelievably happy. But then it just started decreasing. And I thought, oh no, what if I fall out of love? And I tried talking to her, or at least I thought I tried, which I never really did. It's like I sent her a really long paragraph, like a really long text over WhatsApp, and just boom, that was it. That was talking for me. I should have actually done it in person or over call, but still, even if it was over text, the reactions she gave me, she gave me were just not fitting well into that kind of scheme. I think I can make a little, what is it, Beispiel? Let me Google Beispiel English. Ah, yeah, I know that word. Uh, yeah, there I am. Great. Uh, so, god damn. So, let me set an example. Oh, I forgot on what. God damn. What was I talking about? Uh, um, 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 um. So I sent a really long text, which it wasn't right, but you could still answer to it properly, and just still anything I said in that text is still, my current state of how I'm feeling. Well, yeah. So anything I said over text, she just kind of brushed off or not really cared about it. But it just it just was weird. But now that I'm, not with her anymore, I don't have these kind of concerns. I don't have to worry about this or that. I just have to worry about me. And I like that. I like being, able to think for myself, talk for myself and stuff. I like that quite a bit. But it also still like everyone would be sad, And I'm really sad because my parents loved her, I loved her, and it just made me very much sad to think that that was all over. But I am still sturdy on my opinion that that was the right decision to make. Well, back to my point, my other thing, yeah. Relationships. For everybody, there's a different definition of a healthy relationship. For me, I think it would be a mixture of you have to really trust your partner. You know, I always was a bit jealous, but I never um thought, hey, what if she does this or that? I did trust her with everything she did, but a little bit of jealousy is always nice. If it's a healthy amount of it. In the case of me, I think I had the healthy amount of jealousy. She talked about other boys, I said, hey, that's cool, but something that was always a red flag is she always texted with, pedophiles, and at first I thought it was funny, cause just fucking, yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny, but she really seemed to enjoy the, contact with these persons. And I've noticed that she really was texting with a few of them for like months and just she brushed it off as nothing. She received many, nudes, and I just, if I, if my current girlfriend would have these kind of fetishes, you could call them, I would really pretty much voice my concerns. Because I don't want other men sending her their schlongs. And that was a real bad thing for me with her. But I did never really I'd never really voiced my concern. I never talked to her about that. Which again was my mistake. But that still doesn't give it the excuse of, still doing it. But again, healthy relationships. Trust is a very important step of that. I think communication is, of course, probably the most important thing. Without that, you just won't get any kind of you won't get any kind of happiness out of it. If you want to keep a lot of secrets, go right ahead, but it's just not gonna make you or anyone in that relationship happy. You are gonna be sitting there just thinking, what's wrong with her now? But my definition of a so back to that again, my definition of a healthy relationship, for me it would be the right amount of trust, but only if that trust is, if that person is proven to be trustworthy of. Let's say you have a person, I always refer to girls, like boys couldn't do it. I'm just gonna say person now. If that person were to, you know, talk to many boys and always have a little bit of flirt with them, you know, then you would have to, talk about that, because that is a very much red flag, and it just wouldn't feel good to say, yeah, I trust her. I don't think, and that is something many people think, again, only my opinion, I don't think you should trust your partner un like just without any reason. You do have to earn that trust of your partner. You can't just trust your partner without any, reason to. And I don't say your partner has to prove that they are trustworthy, but just make it clear that they are trustworthy. They don't go flirting around with other people. They don't do stuff that just makes you jealous for some reason. That's just something that many relationships fail in. And perfectly fitting to the topic trust is jealousy. Jealousy is also a very dangerous, you could call it, it's a feeling, right? It's a very dangerous feeling for a relationship, especially if you want to keep it healthy. If you... Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So if you were to have a, let's say, best friend, boy or girl, just like a opposite gendered best friend, your boyfriend or girlfriend is likely gonna have a problem with that, unless they know that person too. Real good. Boy best friends, it's like a cliche that they are, always hunting, always waiting for the next opportunity to strike. But I don't think that is particularly true. Again, to trust. If you trust your partner and that person has made clear that you don't have any reason to mistrust them, then I think you should let them be. You can't force anyone to just say, I don't like you having a boy best friend or a girl best friend. I don't like that. You gotta stop hanging out with them. That would just be something unfair to say to your um to your partner in that situation, because it just wouldn't be fair. What has that person done that she or he has to, get rules there? If there is no, spark between your partner and his or her best friend, then there is no reason to cut off contact. And that I see often in nowadays generation. I see people talking about how if their girlfriend or their boyfriend just even looks at the other guy, they are gonna have problems and blah blah blah. Like, that is not jealousy, that is just controlling. That is just toxic and unbelievable. I think, and I am strong of my opinion with that, I think that in a relationship, a bit of jealousy is needed to have it be a, more exciting relationship. But there are differences between jealousy. There's the kind of jealousy that doesn't hurt anyone. It hurts maybe the person who's jealous a bit, but it doesn't hurt anyone. It doesn't hurt anyone's feelings too much. But there's also the different kind of jealousy. If, let's say, I'm gonna take a man as an example now. If your boyfriend has if your boyfriend, tells you, why are you out with your girls often? Let's say you were a girl, you have few girl best friends, like just a girl group, girl night, and he says, why are you spending so much time with them? I don't want that. That is a bad jealousy. That is just stupid. And for me, oh my friend, I'm so sorry. For me, in my case, I never said anything like, hey, I do not want you hanging out with your friend group anymore. What I did do is, there was a person that she knew, and that person was on a real bad track, smoking, drugs, alcohol, and I told my ex, no, I do not want you to be with that person. You can, if you want to, but I'm not gonna be a big fan of that. I'm not gonna be a big fan of that, and I would just not want that to be a thing. And I did, it all worked out. She never talked to that person again. I never talked to that person again. She never talked to that person again. And I am. And everything kind of worked out just fine. Well, for a short time. And that was the time where I really was happy. I never was um annoyed afterwards or unhappy with something afterwards. I always was kind of happy. Um for at least quite a while. And give me a second. I apologize, I am back now. So, where was I? Right, relationships. Having a healthy relationship is hard, especially at our age. And I know that someday I will find the person that makes me happy the most, and I will be able to think back and, oh god damn, think back and just be like, that just was nice. But now, and you know, the age that I'm at right now, girls are like a big thing in my life. Because, you know, woman, puberty. But I really, never really, how do you say, had many interests in girls. You know, I had my girlfriend for a bit of a while, like 1 year, 2 years, and I've known her for like 5. And, oh, Jesus. Damn. I've known her for a long while before that. And, you know, I never had the, I guess, time to think about other girls, other women. So I just kind of went with my ex and never really talked to other people. And after I broke up, that all changed. I talk to many people now. I've made new friends. I really had a bit of a glow up, at least from, you know, mental. and I'm very happy that I broke up, but I am also happy that I had the experience. That was a one lifetime experience, you know? The stuff that I learned in that relationship, I cannot learn it anywhere else, you know? So I'm very grateful that I had the chance to just have that experience on my own. But it still doesn't change the point that I was quite unhappy often. Well, I've been talking a lot about me. That disgusts me. Well, let's move. One really big thing is, we've been talking about women, we've been talking about every kind of thing, but I don't think we have talked about the ever so growing fakeness of depression. And now that sounded really bad, but listen first. My mother has depression. She had a bad childhood, and it's amazing how strong that woman is, right? And she had a really, really bad childhood. And she still mastered everything in life. She redid her education, it's not a diploma, but she redid everything. People nowadays think it is fun or cool to be depressed. And me myself, I don't have depression. There was, you know, I had a therapist because they thought I had, but it was just me being, you know, stupid. But many children nowadays fake depression. And with that I mean, I don't know why, but let us, blah blah blah, let us take my ex for an example. So, my ex, right? She always had a problem with lying a lot. And as I did before I got, you know, in a relationship with her, I knew that. I knew what I was getting myself into, so I didn't have the right to say that I was shocked. I just wasn't. I knew this is what I was gonna get into. But yeah, she lied a lot, and one thing I never understood was how she genuinely thinks she has depression. So she goes to a therapist sometimes, right? And back then, going to a therapist means that is actually, something happened there. You would think, she goes to a therapist. That means she actually has got some kind of stuff going on in her head. But I just don't think that's the case. She goes to a therapist, right? All nice. But okay, she goes to a therapist, which is fine and all. But at that young of age, she is 14, I am 15. Just so we don't think I'm 18 or something. um, she's now 15 as well. She was 14 when the time I'm talking about now. She always said, yeah, she wants to kill herself, and she just bought razors. She may cut herself, and I, the fool I was, of course said, no, oh my lord, don't, why would you? You've got so much, everyone would be sad. I gave her that attention she wanted. And I knew she wouldn't do it. It's stupid. She never had a reason to. Her parents treated her fine, pretty fine. She had a bit of a strict household, but not really strict. And I give myself a lot of fault for how she has come out, because ever since she met me and saw how I was, not going to school, she started doing that. I can't help but give myself a lot of fault for ruining their parents, like the child of, these parents. And I do tear up a bit at the thought of that, because I did like the parents. The father did a lot of stuff wrong, and I still am, you know, I liked him before, but I now genuinely dislike him for how he behaved. Um, but aside from that, he still didn't do anything wrong with his daughter. He often gets loud and stuff, but he has just a loud voice, and he does make his mistakes and all, but it all really started being a problem when she didn't go to school anymore. And I was just fucking done at that point, because I always knew it was because of me. I showed her that example of not going to school, and I hate that I did that, because it's just now she goes to school because she left her home, which I helped her out of. Um, yeah, excuse me. Her parents never did her wrong. I wanna try getting to my point. Her parents never did her wrong. She always had friends, many friends, and she always behaved just normal, just laughing a lot, making jokes. And some guy is gonna come around the corner and say, "Ooh, you can, be depressed." Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh Lord, hell no. Of course you can be depressed if you 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Of course you can be depressed if you you know, even if you laugh and stuff, you can be depressed. And I'm not saying you couldn't be, but I would genuinely believe that you would, at least some point, you would actually see that that person is depressed. What she did is she started not going to school, and she's always said in the morning, yeah, mentally I am not feeling good today. That was her excuse. And what I've come to realize was she just liked the attention of, me who gave her all that attention. And now somehow, I don't know why, but like she talked about, oh, I'm gonna cut myself, I'm gonna run away, this and that. She lies so much, and I don't get why. For who does she lie? It ain't for me, 'cause I don't care anymore. That's just something that's going to my head at the moment. And that's how I want to get back to my point of, faking depression. I don't think it's depression, but I do think it is a mental disorder of, just wanting attention, being an attention seeker. I feel like that is an actual disorder. That is the actual disorder there, not the depression. Just actually that these people are faking to get attention. And that is why I think it's just unbelievable that so many, I guess, therapists go through with that kind of behavior and um, don't actually step up to that behavior. Yeah, that was a really long talk. And what is the next point we can get into today? I'm gonna go take a look at my phone real quick. How full is it? Okay. Okay. Um, right. A thing that often bothered me is I've been talking about all my stuff. I want to try talking about alcohol and smoking and doing drugs. Yeah, I think that's a good topic as well. Um, Especially in Germany, and especially around my age now, most children, as I have mentioned before, now think it's cool to smoke, do drugs, and drink alcohol. And yeah, I want to get a bit into that. Goddamn. I um I have the fortune. I'm very lucky that my parents never were strict. They said if you want to try smoking, you're gonna do it in this house so you can see if it tastes good. And it might sound like a real bad idea at first, but through that I have, I don't have to do it hidden outside somewhere. If I were to do drugs right now, I would just die in an alley or something like that. Alley. Like, it wouldn't end well. So my parents said, you want to try alcohol? Try it here. So everything is under and everything is under an controlled environment. God damn. And I like that kind of way of um, growing up. I did smoke a cigarette. I didn't like it. I don't like the taste. It feels weird. I tried some alcohol, not much of course, but that I do like, but not in a way of, I would like to drink it. It just feels cool. And I I do, there is alcohol I really do from the taste really do enjoy. That is beer and tequila sunrise. That's just a cocktail. Like tequila, I do like these kind of tastes. But aside from that, I do like whiskey as well. But like vodka, I find is disgusting. Tastes like hand sanitizer. And see, I can now openly speak about this because I've tried, and it's I can tell you my honest opinion without trying to sound cool about it. You know, some kids are gonna say, "Oh my god, it's so cool. It tastes so good." When it actually is ass, they just feel cool with it. I smoked a cigar. It tastes nice. I like this taste of cigars. I like the feeling of it. And that's why I see what my preferences are. I think that smoking and alcohol should be something to really, really just not to drink in mass. Oh no. Yeah, come here, pussy. What level are you at? Um, God damn it. Yeah, well, I forgot where I was. Fuck. I do, well, yeah, exactly. I do think that, smoking and drinking liquor should be on special occasions only, and it should be done in, a only for the taste. I get if you wanna, be completely drunk at a party, I would do that as well. It's probably a lot of fun. But I think at home, just like once in a month, once every 2 months, just smoke a cigar and drink some really expensive whiskey. Just one glass, I feel like that would just, aside from tasting nice, I just would think it makes a cool feeling. You don't get completely fucking sloshed, you don't get drunk, you just enjoy a nice chilled evening. And I think that has gotten completely out of control nowadays. There is just, I know almost nobody who ever smoked a cigar, and if they did, they really didn't like it or something like that. They'd rather smoke cigarettes and just smoke 5 packs a day and completely destroy their lungs because they think it's cool, which I just don't think is cool. I think most things that are fun in life are unhealthy. Eating, I guess, sweets, eating candy. It's fun, it tastes good. It's not healthy for you. Like, pretty much everything you do that is fun it's not gonna be healthy for you. But you do it anyway, because it's fun. So I guess it's up to everyone themselves to decide if they wanna completely destroy their body with smoking and drinking and doing this or that, or if they just wanna stay clean at just don't drink or smoke at all. Just do a little bit. It's up for everyone to decide themselves for that. My opinion is once if I want to, I'm gonna have a drink just for the taste, for the aroma. That's the only reason why I would, have a drink. I don't think it's only used to get sloshed and drunk. Well, that is... Yeah, drugs, right, drugs. Um, Drugs are also, I think, a really big thing nowadays, I guess. They always were, but especially in Germany right now, it's a really big thing that pretty much every teenager is smoking some fucking, I don't know, weed and dealing and thinking it's cool. I a few about a year back, about a year ago, I was fully determined that I want to someday try a joint. Because I thought, what a feeling it must be. But now that I at least have gotten a bit older, I've lost interest in that a bit. I would be interested in the feeling that it gives you, but I don't think I'm gonna be excited to try that anytime soon. I really just think it's something you can try once in your life. If you like it, do it, but it's not gonna be really good for you. That's also a thing with alcohol and smoking. It's an addiction often, and if you can't control yourself, then kind of fucked. But it's still up to everyone themselves to decide what they want to do with their body. Some have the opinion that you only live once. I'm 15 years old. Some have the opinion that you only live once and you should try out everything as much as you can and destroy your body as much as you can. I am not that much of a fan of that opinion, but I do believe that um, I would get why you would think that. You know, life is not just to be all strict and in a straight line. You do want to have some fun, and especially in your young part of life where you're still young and hip. But for me, I never really was that fucking loud and stuff. Many people just want to try a lot of stuff. I tried a bit. I'm not a big fan of it. Ah, uh, yeah. Well, I think that covers all the topic of drugs and alcohol and stuff. What is another topic? Hmm, hmm, hmm. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, I did talk quite a lot today, didn't I? Um, God damn. Okay. Whew. Mm, Friendships. Yeah, I think that might be a good topic to cover. Friendships. In in a recent experience I have had with a girl friend, not my girlfriend, just a girl friend of mine. I had the I talked with her about friendships. She and her best friend, also a girl, they have gotten into a bit of a how do you say? They had a few problems with each other, and they both, like, I was just there listening to both of their problems with each other, and I just realized that their friendship that they had there was so unbelievably broken. It was just I couldn't I couldn't believe what I just saw there. She, or one of those girls, she said, "Yeah, but we never text with each other. I say to that, yeah, but you don't have to text every day. The part of a friendship is not being bound to do something. It's just being friends with each other, doing some stuff with each other. Doesn't mean you have to be in like a sort of a relationship with that person. In a friendship for me, like just a normal friendship, let's use an example of me and my just a normal friend of mine. Um, I don't text with him often. I sometimes play PS with him, but that's kind of it. And I think every time I talk to him again, it always feels like nothing changed. And that is the way it's supposed to be. I feel like if you're in a friendship and you see your friend after a few days and it feels so weird to talk to them, I just don't think you are really friends. Sometimes it just doesn't work out in a friendship, I guess. It's hard to explain. But back to my point with the two girls. They both have their own unique problems that I can't even begin to imagine how they are gonna solve those. But one of the girls said, I wish that we would um, text each other at least every day. Doesn't have to be much, just like a hello or something. And to that point, I just thought, why make these kind of rules? I just didn't get it. And I tried giving them an example of me and my friend, like I just did. Damn. um, I tried giving them that example, but they just said, well, for boys it's different. And that is again such a weird thing to assume. Like, just because we are boys, that doesn't mean that we are thinking differently. I'm still gonna get hurt if my friend calls me a fucking asshole and actually means it. But, you know, she does have a point with that. It's often, it is different, you know, it's not like the same between boys and girls. But I still think it's gonna be at least similar. Because, as I said, I don't get why make rules in a friendship. If you wanna be together and you know, actually love each other as girlfriends and you wanna be a lesbian couple or something like that, then I get it. If you want to make rules. But these two girls are just friends, and then I just don't get why make that kind of statement. I tried talking to both of them about that, but it did not work out at all. It did not. Yeah, friendship topic also covered. God damn. Um, let's think of something else now. I've had a lot of weird situations in the last few months. It is very interesting what I have also just seen and heard. It is very interesting, especially at school. Hmm. I think school is also a topic I could cover. I can't say much to it though. For me, school always, at least up until a few months ago, I always disliked school for some reason. You know, I always was a good student. I never had problems. I always, my grades were always great, but I just never liked school. It was boring and I don't know why I never really liked it. One part of that is probably going to be that I didn't have many friends. And I didn't get bullied or nothing, but I never really talked to students out of my class. I was the cliche quiet kid. I never got bullied though. fortunately. Um, Now, up until a few months ago, I really didn't like going to school, but like ever since I started actually talking to people out of my class, school has been just so much more fun. I talked to all kinds of people out of my class that I would have never imagined to talk with, and it's just unbelievable. I've learned so much about the my classmates in the past few months. It's unbelievable. It's just really fun. That's kind of it on school. Oh yeah, I did also. I always had such good grades. I never needed to study for my tests, exams. But now I did actually have to do that 2 or 3 times. And I must say, it is really worth it. If you just put 1 hour or so of studying for a test or exam into your day, you're gonna have such a good time. We wrote a math test a few days ago, and the math test before that, it was really hard. I didn't understand nothing. But now that I studied, it just got so easy. I really just liked it. Well, and that also covers thematic school, the topic school. Well, I also visited German school since Germany and all, but um, yeah, I think it's gonna be the same on every school. I've had the luck of not being bullied. I've never been bullied in my life, and I'm very grateful for that, considering that my class consists of like, and I'm not trying to sound racist now, it just kind of sounds racist. So my class kind of only consists of immigrants, and I don't have anything against it. That sounds so racist, I hate that. Yeah, damn. Um, but like, I was the only actual, pure German kid in my class, and that was just an interesting few years. But I never got bullied, and that is something I'm very grateful for. Yeah, yeah. That today is a good talk. God damn. I I've been working out a bit lately. I'm very uncomfortable with my body, so I started working out at home until I can find a new gym, because my old membership, like my old gym that I went to, moved, so I couldn't go to the same one anymore. But I'm now doing a bit of a workout. It's not much, really. For most people, it's more like a warm-up, but it's just everyone has to begin somewhere, I guess. Ah, and yeah, that is pretty much a lot of stuff that happened lately. I think I have like 1 or 2 more topics, then I'm gonna end the stream. I didn't do stuff in my Ark World, god damn. Um, yeah, boom. So, yeah. Teachers. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah. So, god damn. We in Germany, we have some weird teachers. It's really very interesting how some teachers act around us, I guess. So we just had our oral exam for English. Like we in Germany we have English as a what is it? Google. Wait. Um, Fach English. It's not small. That's Welsh. God damn, where's German? German.
Academic subject. Academic subject.
Okay, sure, let's go with academic subject. So we have English as an academic subject, right? Um, as a subject, I guess. So we have that in our schools, and it's fine. But we just had our oral exam, and I'm a strong believer that my English is pretty good, I would say. I I would really I'm proud of my English and how smooth I can speak it sometimes. Uh, what they did to me, they raped me. They stripped me of my self-confidence. They gave me a C. But I guess I did talk about that with my teacher, and he said I didn't speak flowingly. So that was very unfun, and that really did mess up my self-confidence a bit. But it's fine now. It's in the past. Gotta move on. But right. We have a teacher in our school. We have her in my class has her in sport, PE, and it's okay if I like PE in school. It always has been fun, I guess. But dude, ever since we got that teacher, dude, it was so bad. Like, she is the kind of person that screams at us for no reason at all and really personally insults us that we are just bad and dumb and stuff. And I don't get what is wrong with that person, why she chose to be a teacher. Yeah, that is a really weird thing. We have a pedophile teacher at our school. It's unbelievable. And I did talk to the principal a few days ago, because he is my teacher in English, and I wanted to talk about my oral exam grade, because I really wasn't okay with that. And I talked to him about that teacher that always screams at us and stuff. He says, yeah, he'll look into it. I'm really interested if he changes anything. Well, I think that's gonna be it for today. It was very relieving to talk. I'm again screaming so much. Okay. I'm grateful that whoever just listened to this, I'm grateful that you listened to this, and I hope you have a great evening, night, day, I don't know. I hope you feel well, and I hope you have, I don't know, a good night's rest. Well, thank you for listening and watching my stream, and I wish you